One morning, the streets were silent. Doors were closed, shops were empty, and the usual buzz of life was missing. There was no laughter, no footsteps, no greetings exchanged. It felt as though the world had paused, but not in a peaceful way. It was the kind of silence that made your heart race. You walk down the road, calling out for someone, anyone, but no one answers. The once familiar faces of neighbors, friends, and family are gone. It's just you, surrounded by quiet. It wasn't always like this. Not long ago, the streets were filled with voices, and every step you took was met with a smile or a conversation. But now, nothing. This isn't the result of a sudden event. There wasn't a disaster, a storm, or a warning. This emptiness had been growing slowly, each conversation left unsaid, each apology never spoken, each small moment dismissed as unimportant. These tiny cracks had grown into a massive chasm. Do you remember the last meaningful conversation you had with someone you care about? What did you say? Were you present, or were you distracted? Did you listen, or did you assume there would be time later? Time is tricky like that. It feels infinite when we are busy, but it disappears when we look back. Relationships work the same way. They seem strong, unbreakable, until one day they're gone, and you're left wondering what happened. The silence grows louder. It presses against your chest like a weight you didn't realize you were carrying. You try to remember the last time you hugged someone, laughed with someone, or shared a meal. The memories come, but they're faint, like whispers in the wind. How did it come to this? It began with small things. A missed call because you were busy. A birthday forgotten because life got in the way. An argument that seemed too small to fix but too big to ignore. Over time, the bonds weakened. And now, standing here alone, you wish for those small moments again. The truth is, relationships don't end with a single event. They fade because of neglect, because we take them for granted, because we assume there will always be another chance. But there isn't always another chance. Sometimes, the silence is final. But what if it's not too late? What if there's still a way to rebuild? Imagine reaching out to someone right now. Imagine picking up the phone, sending a message, or knocking on a door. Imagine saying the words you've been holding back, whether it's, "I'm sorry," "I miss you," or simply, "I'm here." The value of a true relationship isn't in the grand gestures. It's in the little things, the shared moments, the quiet understanding, the consistent effort to show you care. These are the threads that weave strong connections. And when you nurture those threads, something magical happens. The silence is replaced by laughter, the emptiness by warmth, the loneliness by love. The streets don't have to stay quiet. The distance doesn't have to remain. True relationships are worth fighting for, worth fixing, and worth cherishing. Because in the end, it's not the big things we remember. It's the simple joys, the everyday connections, and the love that makes life worth living. So, don't wait for the silence to become permanent. Take a step now, before it's too late. Rebuild, reconnect, and remember, every small moment matters.